wide.
Hello everyone. Today I want to show you guys all the treasures you can get in Resident Evil Village. So starting with the ball puzzles, you can find the first ball in the upper floor of the Opera House in Castle Dimitrescu. And you can use that ball in the puzzle which is located in the Duke's room in the castle. Next, after finishing off House Beneviento, head back to the garden and you can find her ball next to this gravesite. Take the ball and head into the house on the north side of the garden for the puzzle. The third ball is probably the hardest to find. You can get this ball after getting the crank and using the crank on the door to the east of the windmill. Once you have the ball, just head over to the puzzle right inside the windmill and you're good to go. Finding the fourth ball could also give you a little bit of trouble. Once you're in Heisenberg's factory and you finish off in the grinder shaft, push away a minecart to reveal a hole in the floor. Climb through and at the end of that hallway you will find the ball mold. Use this mold at the machine and you can create the final ball. Once you have the ball, head back to the room adjacent to where you first found the Duke and use the Heisenberg key to unlock the door. Here you'll find the final puzzle. Next we'll go over all the guns and gun parts you can get. After heading through the distillery in Castle Dimitrescu, straight ahead of the kitchen you'll find a box with a compressor for the LEMI. Next, after obtaining the iron insignia key, head over to the workshop in the village. In the northmost house, you'll find this combination lock. Enter the combination and you can get the M1 911 handgun. After dealing with Beneviento, head over to this house in the garden for the W870. While you're in the garden, don't forget to go find the Luthier's key. Using that key, you can unlock the door to this house, where using this combination lock will net you the high capacity magazine for the F2 rifle. Now, after obtaining the iron insignia key, head over to this house north of the East Old Town for a vintage GM79. Next, it's hard to miss the high capacity magazine for the M1 911. You get this in a box just before the fight with Moreau. Now, after obtaining the crank from Moreau, head over to the same direction where you found the ball for his puzzle and you can get the M1851 Wolfsbane Magnum. Now that you have the crank, you can lower the drawbridge on the old road. This gives you access to a boat. Take this boat to a cave and you can get the foregriff for the W870. While you're exploring B4 of Heisenberg's factory, head into this room for a chest. In the chest, you will get the long barrel for the M1851 Wolfsbane. And that just makes this whole shitty factory worth it. Moving on to the treasures, you can get the Crimson Glass in House Dimitrescu. This is in the same room that Lady D hangs Ethan out to dry. Next, while perusing the dungeon, defeat some of the enemies and one of them will drop Ingrid's necklace, which might look familiar if you played the Maiden demo. Now the first of the quote-unquote difficult treasures to acquire is the Azure Eye. Once you have the iron insignia key, head to the dungeon of Castle Dimitrescu and throw a pipe bomb at this wall. Use the braziers to light a fire, and doing that will open up this coffin. Inside the coffin is the Azure Eye. Now that you have the Azure Eye, in the Halls of Pleasure you can open up this desk for the silver ring. Combine the two and they'll be worth a lot more. After finishing up in the distillery, you'll come through the kitchen and you'll see this cabinet which is locked. Use a lockpick and you'll get the wooden angel statue. Now after Lady D spanks you for being a naughty boy, head back up to her room. To the east of that room, you can find a small little bathroom with Lady's lipstick. After finishing off with Castle Dimitrescu, head back over to Louise's house. There's a small chest there that contains Louise's necklace. Examine this for both a gem and Louise's key. Now take Louise's key and head back to this cave on the old road. Use the key and you'll get Cesare's goblet. Next, if you feel like getting sad, after you have access to this house east of the Maiden of War statue, you can pick up the teddy bear. At this point, you should have the well wheel. Use it on the well east of the Maiden of War statue for the wooden animal head. Heading back to the upper floor of the house where you found the teddy bear, you can find the wooden animal body. Combine it with the head for your own little goat of warding. With the well wheel in hand, head over to the well north of the church, where you'll find the necklace with the 2 holes belonging to Lady Dimitrescu. Later on in the game, after getting the crank from Moreau, head over to this mechanical door in the East Old Town. If you climb up a ladder and follow the cliffside, you'll get to a box on a roof that contains the Pigeon Blood Ruby. Now to finally complete the necklace with 2 holes, head over to this well and use the well wheel to reveal a ladder. Climb down the well and you'll be greeted with this puzzle. Once you finish the puzzle, you can drop down into a room where you'll find the large Pigeon Blood Ruby. Now combine these 2 rubies with the necklace with 2 holes and head over to the Duke for your handsome reward. Now, listen carefully because this one's important. After finishing up at House Beneviento, head over to the graveyard in the village for the broken slab. Now double back to the graveyard on the way to House Beneviento and use the slab to reveal Berengario's chalice. Make sure you do this as soon as you're finished with Beneviento because there seems to be a glitch that sometimes causes the crypt to not open. Next, if you want to get your hands on some creepy bullshit, head back over to the workshop where you use the iron insignia key. In the southernmost house, you'll find the Madalena body. Now head over to the north of the garden where you'll find Madalena's head in a well. While you're in the area, head to the house on the north and get the luthier's key. You can use this key to unlock the maestro's house in the village. Now that you have access to the maestro's house, open the cabinet to get the steel Hraesvelgr. Next, after using the crank on the drawbridge on the old road and getting into the boat, you'll find a cave where you can pick up an antique coin that might look familiar. Taking the boat in the opposite direction of the cave where you found the antique coin, you'll come to the castle. When these doors open, you'll see an enemy that you can use the brazier to light on fire. Once he's on fire, lead him down to this final brazier, and that'll unlock a room where you can find the Golden Lady statue. The final piece of treasure from the village can be found in Otto's mill. After smacking the cannibal's booty, head to the back of his shack where you'll find Father Nicola's angel. Next, in the stronghold, just after you have the final conversation with Heisenberg, head down the stairs to pick up Guglielmo's plate. Finally, after getting Heisenberg's key, head over to this room on the B4 of the factory to find the mechanical parts shaft. Now, keep an eye open for this wall. Use a pipe bomb on it to find the mechanical part cylinder. Combine that with the shaft to get Heisenberg's hammer. Now, go sell that shit for a whopping $45,000. Well, that was a mouthful. That was a list of all the treasures you guys can get in Resident Evil Village. As always, I hope this video helped you guys out just a little bit, and if it did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already.